for them to come raise awareness about the issues in their communities, and it's a great opportunity for all of us to learn and benefit from their perspectives and experiences, because they may be working at a different level than many of us do. Now I'll turn it over to my colleague Erica Drazen, who will introduce our first presenter.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Erica Drazen and I'm one of the prize coordinators. It's my pleasure today to introduce our first speaker, who will be presenting on behalf of the Human and Environment Development Organization, or HEDO, which is a nonprofit based in Sri Lanka. So the project that they submitted for this prize is working on the promotion of biogas technology and efficient rubber drying houses to reduce greenhouse gases in Kegal district of Sri Lanka. So Anura Prematilika was the executive director of HEDO, is not able to join us due to visa issues, but we're very fortunate that Dr. Keerthi Mohotti has come from Sri Lanka to present in his place. So Dr. Mohotti is the chair of the National Steering Committee for the UNDP JEF Small Grants Program, and also the technical advisor for this project. Additionally, he is a researcher at the Tea Research Institute of Sri Lanka. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Mohotti.
Thank you, Erica. Good evening, everybody. Let me make my presentation on behalf of the country, Sri Lanka, and HEDO, who came for the final two round. Just to begin with a rubber story, right? Just to give you a background to the project. The project location was in a rubber area in Sri Lanka. The rubber is very important for Sri Lanka. One of rubber is grown as a plantation crop out of the two other crops like tea and coconut. And rubber is mainly for export purposes, as you would see. And out of the rubber cultivation, basically smallholders, right? The smallholder livelihoods depend on rubber. So that's all I want to highlight here. And to take you through a rubber field or rubber plantation in Sri Lanka, it's green, and the rubber is grown in wet zones, wet areas. And if you take the whole Sri Lankan the forest cover, rubber makes about 12%. So rubber areas are very significant to the forest cover. And at the same time, it facilitates permanent humid and wet environments, and at the same time provides habitat for wildlife. So I'll show you a few important wildlife areas in the rubber lands. And at the same time, since rubber is grown in fairly hilly areas, it helps give you water or catchment areas. And at the same time, Sri Lanka is a small country, and at the same time, it provides water sources for mini hydropower, right? And at the same time, the land degradation, right? So if the land is occupied with rubber, the rubber is a plantation crop, so it prevents land degradation and soil improvements. So with that, let me show you a few important sources of biodiversity components in rubber areas, and most of them are either endangered or least concerned. So you would see at the same time, while we are recognizing the importance of rubber plantation as a forest cover, you simply conserve biodiversity aspect. And important aspect, as I said, is smallholder communities, where most of the rubber lands, about 64% of the rubber lands, and covering about 70,000 livelihoods in this particular project area. And if you have not seen any, you have seen only tires, but I can pass this to you. The rubber products what we make in Sri Lanka, and rubber products are given numbers RSS 1 to 5, and and the top prices will be given to 1 and 2, while the others are getting low prices. So to make rubber, you need firewood, and you need heating areas. For that you need firewood, right? And basically the livelihood growers, rubber growers, what they do is they simply get into the forest and then cut wood and then make use of them for fuel wood sources. And the other thing is, when you are making your rubber sheets, the waste contain acids, mainly acids, plus certain unwanted amino acids, and they will be discharged to water courses, and then that will pollute water. And you can imagine if you make about 300 or close to 400 tons of rubber in this area, 400 to 3 liters of the wastewater, right? So that was a main objective in this project, to minimize wastewater plus to minimize the damage to the forest. So in this area, I'll show you another video clip what we did in the country. But basically, the firewood demand was a threat in this area, and rubber effluent was a disastrous contaminant in water. And because of the poor rubber products and the prices, farmers were trying to move into other plantation crops like oil palm. And at the same time, due to the high rainfall, due to climate change experienced in Sri Lanka, the rubber tapping, although the rubber trees were there, the people were unable to tap the trees because of the rainy days. So in this project, we were aiming at solving main problems like that. So and at the same time, in this particular area, the reason why we went into this region was to protect a very important fish. Especially only in this area you get it, but the fish population was going down because of the rubber effluent and waste. So these are the objectives, and the project plans were executed to look at environmentally friendly rubber cultivation or rubber plantation by minimizing the threats given to the forest as well as the water sources, and at the same time to encourage farmers and to make the farmers and workers happy through giving a environmentally friendly rubber plantation. And I would be happy to tell you that we were doing this job not only by the NGO, not only by the community, but getting the public and public-private partnership done. And for that purpose, we encouraged the donor and the facilitator to give all the awareness. In fact, I represent as a technical advisor to this project, and at the same time, getting the universities into the program for consultancy and scientific analysis, and at the same time, the Department of Rubber officers, right, and the Rubber Research Institute to give the technical know-how to the smallholders. And at the same time, we got hold of a bank to give co-financing for the workers to get engaged in other jobs while rubber tapping is not possible during a heavy rainy period. So the expected outcomes I'll show you a little while. I think So I'm going to show you a small video clip, and I'll take you through so what it did in the area, and then I'll summarize
is a prime rubber
the outcome.
district in Sri Lanka. Rubber processing is the major source of income for the people, and Kegol is a prime rubber producing district in Sri Lanka.
Sorry,
rubber
technical
processing is the major
difficulties.
source of income for the people. Regions rubber pros use the old, inefficient system of conventional smokehouses for drying rubber, emitting greenhouse gases by burning firewood. Rubber sheets dried this way are of inferior quality and get a low price in the market. Human and Environment Development Organization, an NGO active on environmental conservation, conceived of a method of smoke-free drying and minimizing the release of acidic effluents of rubber processing to the environment. After discussions and a field excursion to a sustainably managed rubber production center, the community were made aware of the benefits of adopting the new methods. They also became knowledgeable on getting a higher income for their produce by practicing eco-friendly production procedures and producing grade 1 sheet rubber. The necessary technical knowledge was offered by the officers of the Rubber Development Department. Rain guards were introduced to prevent water seeping onto the latex, making rubber tapping more viable on rainy days. However, to overcome loss of income during heavy rains, mushroom cultivation was introduced as an additional source of income. The practice of using weedicides to control the undergrowth on rubber lands was changed by promoting the use of mechanical cutters. 5 conventional smokehouses were converted into energy-efficient drying units, which are fueled by sawdust. There are several advantages over the conventional smokehouses, such as replacing firewood by sawdust and the fast drying time of the rubber sheet, usually 24 hours, reducing the quantity of carbon dioxide released into the air and the ability to produce high-quality rubber sheets with a high market value. The acidic effluents released in producing rubber sheets contains a high percentage of organic matter. When discharged into the environment, the acidic water ferments in open land or water streams, producing gases with a pungent smell which poses a threat to the biodiversity of the area. Especially Bangula Puntis bangula, which is a critically endangered and point endemic species, was threatened by the water pollution due to rubber effluent. As a solution, it was proposed to generate biogas from the wastewater. 2 biogas plants were built as models, each plant generating sufficient biogas for household cooking. Sludge and wastewater from the plant is used as a fertilizer for home garden cultivations. With technical advice on the use of energy-efficient drying units, the rubber processing community now produce high-quality rubber sheets. They are earning more income, have reduced carbon dioxide emissions, and the wastewater is used to produce biogas.
Okay, now the wastewater was converted to biogas and then make use of biogas for other purposes. So let me quickly show you some of the environmental benefits what we showed. About 4 to 5 kilograms of firewood was completely preserved. We didn't want to get into the forest, and short duration combustion will not give any harm to the environment plus health issues. And at the same time, energy savings by replacing firewood by sawdust will not give any environmental issue, because sawdust is an agro waste which will cause another environmental pollution. But through this project, we managed to get them back to a usable product. So at the same time, there are options of getting them to a new certification as well. So you noted everything, and the other economic benefits are basically increase of good products from RSS 1 and 2, where the growers will get more benefits, and at the same time savings from energy saving rubber drying houses with a shorter period of time they could go for higher incomes, and at the same time even during rainy time they could get that tapping done, and it was an additional income for them. And socially, the benefits were given. Socially, both genders, they were happy to get into the rubber business again, and because it was very handy and very attractive, and at the same time they didn't want to get into oil palm again. And then the other important aspect is, especially the younger generation, were keen to get into the rubber production, and group certification is in progress now. So what exactly we demonstrated here is energy conservation, basically the forest, and recycling of natural resources, as I said, mainly agro waste, and sustainability through least dependence from external sources, especially in that village area, and potential carbon sequestration in the area, and harnessing local and indigenous knowledge and practices, basically again using the same group, and these are the approaches, and actions planned for future is an encouragement for the growers as well as the NGO and for us, and to promote more and more good agriculture practices and good manufacturing practices for rubber cultivation and processing, and for going for proper and other new markets, and mainly value-added markets like organic and sustainable markets. So already the growers have already obtained the certifications now, and with that I'll make my presentation to the end, and thank you for your patient hearing, and expect your response. Thank you.
So now we have 5 minutes for questions for Dr. Mohotti. If anyone has any questions.
I saw in the model, Chris Meyer, Environmental Defense Fund, but there was part of the partnership is a financing mechanism. What kind are the terms of the financing that are offered to the groups? And is it subsidized in some way or not? Thanks.
Okay. Basic objectives of giving finance to the community is to make them involved in the whole project, right? And basically, the communities we were handling 75 families, right? 75 families. Basically, 2 or 3 in the family will not do anything, right? So basically, the objective was to get them into the whole project, and it was the opportunity that they were given mushroom cultivation. So the technical advice, there's no agreement whatsoever. It's only a provision of knowledge and basic inputs. That's all. And that was funded by a local bank in Sri Lanka.
Maybe this is an extension of the same question, but what percentage of rubber production in Sri Lanka do you expect to reach with this? Are you going for 100%? Where are you right now with the pilot? Is it very, very tiny? And what's the aspiration? Could this, through support, reach all of the rubber production? Or could you just give us an idea of the percentage of impact this would have?
You mean to the economy, or what?
Just total production in Sri Lanka, and then how small are you now, and how big do you expect to be if with the right support?
Okay, as at last year, it was 98.6 metric tons. It was the production, and as I said, out of that, about 64% is given by the smallholders. And the project area where we worked is the largest area. It caters about 1/3 of the whole country. And 98% of rubber is exported, right? Is exported and as natural rubber, right? And the target in 2020 is 150 metric tons. It's about one fifth. But now the issue is since the country is experiencing climate change with more towards heavy rains. So what the Rubber Research Institute is doing is to go for non-conventional areas where the rainfall is less, right? Rainfall is less, so through which we are targeting about 40 additional metric tons a year from next year onwards. And we have already planted some new rubber extents in those areas. So through which even during dry weather you get rubber, right? So but even if you get rubber in the wet areas, you won't get the harvest. So that is the issue. I mean the issues are common in Sri Lanka, India, and Indonesia.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Thanks. Yeah, excuse me, I was just curious, given that rubber price for latex on the global commodity market is so low right now, has your project helped farmers, reach a certain income or build value in their product, given that it's a pretty tough market, I think, for rubber producers at the moment? Also, you mentioned that link of not converting to oil palm, where in a lot of other countries, rubber farmers are converting to oil palm because that's where the money is. So how do you marry those objectives from maybe a project point of view to the local point of view for income?
Okay, good question. Rubber prices are anyway going down, right? Rubber in the whole world. But it's very premature for me to give you a very sound answer in this project. But all what we noted was the RSS, the highest grades, right? With the introduction of the new energy efficient smoke houses, the lower grade rubber products were less, and there was an increase of 32% of 1 and 2 grades, right? Through which they got, normally the price difference between RSS 2 and 5 is about 60 cents or $0.60 or something, right? So that is the additional income or the additional income that they generated through this project, right?
Thank you for your presentation. In Cambodia, the rubber plantation mostly is actually cause deforestation, and people they cut down the forest and then plant the rubber tree, and so that one level of destruction. And second thing is when the price of the rubber going down right now, all these farmers are actually cutting down their rubber tree and planting the paper instead. Is this happening in Sri Lanka?
In Sri Lanka, there's a plantation policy, right? Plantation policy applied for tea, rubber, and coconut, right? So nobody can cut rubber and then do anything else. That was every single farmer, every single land has to be registered in the government, right? So that would not happen. But as you said correctly, you can't control the farmers. They would decide what to do. In Sri Lanka, as researchers, what we do is we promote agroforestry, right? So not only, basically rubber is a monocrop, but at the same time we promote agroforestry in the same land. Maybe we give farm design, and then they can grow other crops as well, right? So when the rubber prices goes down, certainly they can make use of other crops like, say, banana, paper, as you said, and certain other crops like tea, right? So that is possible. Intercropping and agroforestry are the other options, right? Other than that, we can't control, especially the smallholders.
So Ethan, Erica, and I are honored to be announcing the winner of the 2017 ISTF Innovation Prize. The ISTF Innovation Prize will be awarded to an outstanding multidisciplinary project that has demonstrated creativity in building diverse and strategic partnerships in their communities for sustainable resource use. So this year we have 2 finalists for the prize, and they are the Human and Environment Development Organization from Sri Lanka, as well as the Prelang Community Network from Cambodia. We would first like to thank our finalists for traveling from far away, very long flights. I'm from Singapore, so I appreciate that, to be with us at this conference. We'd like to thank Dr. Keerthi Mohotti, Mr. Pai Bunling, as well as Mr. Somchamuni for sharing the work that they did yesterday during the presentation and for really inspiring us with their stories. So I'd like to invite everyone to give them a round of applause. So we have really enjoyed getting to know our finalists in the brief time we've had together here, and I'm sure many of you have had meaningful conversations throughout the reception yesterday and the conference today. And right now we're going to call them to the stage so that we can begin with the prize ceremony. So first, we would like to invite our conference chairs, Pooja Troxy and Michelle Mendelwitz, to proceed. And now we would like to invite our 2 organizations to also join us on stage. So thanks to your participation yesterday with the audience voting, we have now selected the final winner, and the first prize for the Innovation Prize will be awarded a prize in the amount of $3,000. We have an exciting announcement to make. The second prize winner today will also be returning with $1,000 to support their work in their home country. So, we are really excited, and we'd like to now announce the 2017 ISTF Innovation Prize winner, and that is It's Our Forest Too by the Prelang Community Network. And in second place, the Human Environment and Development Organization. So once again, I'd like to thank Dr. Keerthi Mohotti, Mr. Pai Bunling, as well as Mr. Somchamuni for being here with us in New Haven. And let's all give them another round of applause. And now I'd like to invite Ms. Pooja Troxy to introduce our final closing speaker for today.